If Antarctica melted completely, the world map would no longer exist. Imagine shorelines disappearing, cities swallowed, and brand new continents revealed under the ice. This isn't a scene from a science fiction movie. It is a scenario that scientists have actually calculated. And today, we're going to walk through what would really happen. Before we dive deeper, take a second to hit the like button, subscribe to IfVerse, and share your thoughts in the comments. I promise you all want to weigh in after you hear what the future could look like if this frozen giant were gone. So, let's begin. Antarctica is massive. It holds about 60% of all the fresh water on Earth. If all that ice turned into liquid, global sea levels wouldn't just rise a little. They would rise around 60 meters, or nearly 200 feet. That's enough to completely reshape coastlines and drown iconic cities like New York, Miami, London, Shanghai, Buenos Aires, and Sydney. Countries built along the sea would lose huge portions of their territory. But the story doesn't end with water covering land. When so much mass shifts from ice to liquid, Earth itself changes. Right now, Antarctica's ice presses down on the Earth's crust. Without it, the land underneath would rebound upward. Meanwhile, the redistribution of water would alter ocean currents, which are like the conveyor belts of our planet's climate. And when currents change, weather everywhere changes. So how would this affect daily life? Billions of people live in coastal areas. Rising seas would force entire populations to move inland. Agriculture would face massive disruption because many of the world's most productive farmlands are close to coasts and rivers. Imagine entire countries needing to redraw their maps of where people can live and grow food. But here's where it gets interesting. Underneath Antarctica's thick ice lies a hidden world of valleys, mountains, and even lakes. Without ice, Antarctica would look less like a flat sheet of white and more like a mix of mountain ranges and islands. Scientists have long suspected it could even support vegetation and eventually human settlement. What is today the coldest, driest place on Earth could one day turn green and habitable. Still, the planet would pay a price. Without Antarctica's reflective white ice bouncing sunlight back into space, Earth would trap more heat. Global temperatures would climb, deserts would spread, and storms would grow stronger. Some regions might become too hot for human life, while others, now cold and empty, might suddenly become ideal for civilization. And think about wildlife. Penguins, seals, and whales would face an entirely new world. Many polar ecosystems would vanish, while brand new ones would form in unexpected places. Nature doesn't stop. It reinvents itself. But that process would take centuries of dramatic change. Now let's talk about human response. Would we simply retreat inland and rebuild our cities? Or would we push forward with bold new solutions like floating cities, artificial islands, or even building a new civilization in what was once Antarctica? Some nations might collapse under the weight of relocation, while others could thrive by adapting quickly. History shows us that humans don't just survive, we innovate. But here's the psychological twist. For centuries, Antarctica has been our symbol of untouched wilderness, a white giant at the edge of the world. If it melted, it would remind us how fragile our planet really is. The sight of Antarctica without ice would be proof that nothing about Earth is permanent. And yet, in that fragility, there's opportunity. A planet reshaped, terrifying at first, but full of possibilities. Would humanity unite to face this new reality? Or would we compete over the newly revealed lands and resources? What mess fascinating about this what-if May's scenario is that it is not pure fantasy. Ice sheets are already shrinking. Scientists warn us that parts of Antarctica are melting faster than expected. While a complete melt may be far away, the process has already begun. So here's the question for you. If this happened in your lifetime, where would you choose to live? Would you rebuild far inland? Or would you take your chances in the new lands of Antarctica, helping to build the first great cities on what was once the world's frozen frontier? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your vision of this possible future. Thanks for watching IfVerse. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay curious, because the world is full of possibilities. And sometimes, the most fascinating ones are the ones we haven't lived through yet.